Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how we can use Node-RED application to communicate with Siemens S7-300 PLC simulation and the Codesys runtime running on the Raspberry Pi application. So here I have a Siemens S7-300 CPU 319 PLC. So this application is basically I've created here with the one specific DB. It contains a small program which nothing but the increment the 2 counter when the push button is pressed, the counter 1 increment. If push button is off, then the counter 2 increment. So now I'll show you how we can put this program in the simulation mode. Now here the PLC simulation mode. Now I'm making the use of this software net to PLCSim so that the PLC simulation running on the so that this simulation I can access through the network adapter of my laptop so that it can be shared directly with the Node-RED. So as you can see here, I have the PLC SIM IP address 192.168.1.200, and this one is the network IP address, which is nothing but the IP address assigned to my LAN. Okay. Okay. Now my application is running Siemens application with the PLC simulation, and it's also simultaneously run on this specific network IP address, because now the PLC simulation IP address has created a bridge between these two IP address. That with this help of this IP address, I can now you make a use of this IP address to communicate with the Node-RED application. Same way, I have the Codesys application installed simultaneously on the Raspberry Pi. So this is the Raspberry Pi application I have created. This is a simple program which is same program running on the Codesys Siemens application as well. As you can see here, start when the start push button is pressed, the counter one increment. Else, if it is off, then the counter two started increment. So in both the cases, when the value is greater than 32,000, they are reset back to 0. Okay. As you can see, now I'll show you. I have the Raspberry Pi. Okay, so this is my Raspberry Pi controller, and this Codesys application is running on that Raspberry Pi. I've configured the OPC UA tags for it so that I can make a use of this tags or the network to integrate with the Node-RED application. Now the Node-RED application is running on my Raspberry Pi. As you can see, I have already created the nodes to read the tags from the Codesys application, and simultaneously there's one more I have also created it the same nodes for the to read all the tags and related data from from the Siemens PLC simulation. As you can see, to communicate with the Raspberry Pi, first thing I have to create the OPC TCP application. So this is running on the Raspberry Pi. That's the reason I have the IP address 192.168.1.2 is the port number. Same way for Siemens, as my application is running on this IP address, which I have created the bridge between the PLC simulation and the network IP address. As you can see right over here, the 192.168.1.110. So basically this is not the actual IP address assigned to the Siemens PLC, but I have created a bridge between the PLC simulation address. This is the 192.168.1.200 is assigned to this Siemens PLC in the hardware configuration. But this application creates basically a bridge between your physical network and the simulation, right? So I've given this 192.168.1.110 with the port number 102 defined, and here I've created the variable that need to be communicated over the Node-RED application. As you can see, the DB100 here, start push button, then counter 1, counter 2, string I have also, and I'm going to show you like how we can share the tag between the Codesys application and the Siemens as well during this session. So as you can see here, all these tags are configured. Okay, now I'm gonna start the application. First we will see this is the Codesys application. As you can see over here, this is start push button, which is nothing but this switch. Then we have the counter 1, counter 2. This is showing the right over here, and we have this string display also. Now if I'm going to start the switch, you can see right over here in the Codesys application, this value got changed. Okay, now I also configure a tag in the Codesys application to send the data from Raspberry Pi Codesys application to the Siemens application, Siemens PLC application. Okay, so this tag is going to send the data from Raspberry Pi to Siemens on the db100.dbw40. This is the IP address. So I've created the VAT table for it. We're gonna monitor it simultaneously. Okay. Now when I'm going to change the value of this variable in the Codesys application, that will simultaneously also update this value on the Siemens data block right over here. As you can see, when the value changes, it changes also in this Raspberry Pi Codesys application here. it also changes in the data block. So as you can see right over here and here, the value get updated when I make a change in the Node-RED application. Okay, so same way in the Siemens application, now I'm going to send the data from Siemens S7-300 PLC to Raspberry Pi in the Codesys application. So this application has an address in the Siemens PLC with DB100 or DBW42. So this is the address where I'm going to change anything right over here, that also gets simultaneously changed in the Codesys application on this variable. So now if I change the value, as you can see, it changes in the Codesys application. As you can see right over here. Okay, and same way there is a also the similar application running in the Siemens PLC. If I switch, if I start the counter one started incrementing, as you can see, and that value also get updated in the Node-RED application. If I switch off, the counter 2 will start. You can see right over here, that also get updated. So this is the way we can share the data with the Node-RED application with the Siemens PLC and Raspberry Pi. There are a lot of things we can do with the Node-RED applications. Okay, I hope you'll enjoy this video. Please do comment and share. Thank you.